Hey, how's it going? Happy Saturday. It's time for a vintage challenge. Today we have a little bit of a deck that you won't normally see on this stream. We're playing combo shops today. Originally, I wasn't going to stream this deck. I was practicing it off stream as a possible deck to maybe play for the vintage showcase qualifier. But I 5-0'd the very first league I played with it, so it's gonna be in the deck dump anyways. So I might as well just get more practice in. The idea is theoretically for the qualifier, Leyline of the Void main might be very powerful if there's a bunch of breach decks and a bunch of bizarre decks. I think the two decks that you can play Leyline in the main of are Dredge and this deck. And what this deck is this deck is a combo Golo Shops deck. There's a couple combos. There's if you have a Leyline of the Void in play and you activate Helm of Obedience, they will mill over their whole deck. If you have a Stage and a Dark Depths, you can make a 20/20. If you have a Mirror and a Dark Depths, you can make a 20/20. Besides that, you're playing a bunch of utility lands to get with your Golos. You obviously can get Dark Depths and Stage with your Golos as well. You're playing the full set of restrictive artifacts, as well as multiple spyglasses, turn off Wasteland or Planeswalkers, Dak Faden, that kind of thing. So I actually don't think you need the fourth Wasteland, especially because you name Wasteland sometimes with Spyglass. So we're trying a bit different. So I originally took this list from Montolio and Wamba. Not Wamba. Maybe it was Wamba. I don't remember. And I made some changes. I put some stone coils and some dismembers and stuff in the board. But it's still pretty stock list from earlier in the year. There were a couple of times where combo shops was a pretty big deal. Mono Water, you're a powerful wizard. Thank you for the sub. And Thraben you, thank you for the raid of 15. We're about to get started with the vintage challenge as soon as I finish this deck tech, which I think I'm finished with because I don't really know what else to say about it. The reason I like this deck over a deck like Golo Shops, like a stock Golo Shops list, is this deck has many ways to kill your opponent very fast. You technically have turn 1 kills with Helm Leyline. You can make a 20/20 very, very early in the game, sometimes even on turn 1. If you, for some reason, had, I don't know, Dark Depths, Mirror, Lotus, Mana Crypt, boom, 20/20, right? So this deck doesn't sit around as much as a typical like Golos Prison deck would. And I like that a lot about it. So let's play round 1. This hand doesn't technically do anything, but it has a lot of spheres, so probably just keeping it. Yeah, this is a list that I actually think is actually very good, and it's something I'm actually considering playing. So, okay, so this is not gonna go well for me. I have spheres, which are typically good against Once Upon a Time decks. Oh, what the? It's okay. Never mind. It's humans. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. There's not a lot of slots water, so it's a little hard to justify a land that doesn't do very much. That's pretty. That is not a great draw. Yeah, I guess I'm in trouble because my hand doesn't interact super well with what opponent's been doing here. Yo, Nathan, thank you for the sub. 4 months, appreciate it. Powerful wizard. Normally I would say humans has not a great shops matchup, but against our deck in particular and this exact hand with Chalice, I think I'm in trouble actually. Clearly, drawing 2 dead cards is obviously not what we want to be doing. But what can I do? Are they going to play a Jailer here or a Rick or something? Oh, and Mayor of Averbrook. So it sounds like a good day. I think typically Geez, it costs some mana too. I was gonna play this to make sure the mayor didn't flip. Typically, humans and hate bear style decks have like one of the worst matchups against classic shops. They have like a, I don't know, something like a 20% win. It's like it's incredibly bad. It's the biggest hurdle to playing these kind of decks is that you can't really make your shops matchup good. Even when you play for Serenity, it's not really enough. But obviously this hand is terrible versus exactly this, and we're probably dead. How can I win this game? I don't think I can win this game. I might just go to game 2 and not show them any special pieces so that they don't bring in like needles and stuff like that. I'm just gonna go to game 2. Unfortunately, just like 3 ancient tombs, 3 uncastable 0 drops, and a ley line is just never gonna get the job done here. The good thing is we have some nice clean answers here with some creatures. And I actually don't know. We'll probably leave in 1 tabernacle, but maybe not more than 1 tabernacle. I don't really know if you're supposed to be doing spheres against them. It kind of feels like you're not, though I would still keep a chalice and a trinisphere in on the play. I think we just want to like do our thing, theoretically. I don't know. I haven't played any humans matchups, so I'm not 100% sure, but Sorcerer's Spyglass is really only going to hit Wasteland, so theoretically we could maybe trim on these as well. Maybe we want to take 1 Spyglass and put 1 Crucible in if opponent's going to try to play Wastelands against us. Maybe we want to take out 2 Spyglasses and put in another Tabernacle. Yeah, I don't know. This seems fine. Let's try this. Yeah, so you do feel like you have a little bit of a different set of good matchups and bad matchups. No. I said Golos shops in reference to Golos Prison. This is, I think, quite a different deck. Like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Stage Pearl Spyglass. This lets me, if I draw a Moxen, play Depths and make a 20/20. I could also go Tomb Pearl Spyglass and then on turn 2 play a Golos. I'm not 100% sure which one is better, actually. I don't really want to play Double Tomb and just like lose my whole life total, though. I think I'm going to just go with Stage Spyglass and probably just name Wasteland. See if they have Force of Vigors. They might have Force of Vigors. Although I don't see a Wasteland, I could name like Silent Clearing or something. I think I'm still just going to name Wasteland. It's like one of the biggest ways I could lose this game, I think, so. So opponent's going to play 2 Mayor of Averbrooks on turn 1. Once Upon a Time, Mayor, I think. One thing that we don't have is a spell. So the Mayors could flip. I didn't really consider that. All I really want to see off my top of the deck is a Moxen. If I draw a Moxen, the Mayors don't flip. I have enough for a Dark Depths, make a 20/20 win. So they have Collector Oof. That's really bad too. I'm actually pretty okay with this because I do still have Ancient Tomb. So it's not the end of the world. And there won't be 2 Mayors flipping, which is kind of nice. Obviously, I only have 1 answer to my deck to a Collector Roof, but my deck can play around it fairly well. I think I just play an Ancient Tomb and pass. This Mayor flips. I take 5. Opponent might not even have like swords or anything in their deck because they're on like 5 color cavern deck. It's a more robust version of 2-card Monty, in my opinion. It's has a lot of redundancy, which I like. All right, so theoretically, they just play a mayor, hit me for 5. I play a Dark Depths and make a 20/20 and win. As long as I do it correctly anyways. I can't get Wastelanded, so there's no reason to do it right away. Actually, do I have to block? 4, 8, 12, 14? Yeah, I do have to block. That's kind of crazy. All right, so I guess I will lose to a removal spell, but I think Ravager's in a fine spot. I played it in a prelim on Wednesday night, and it felt not great. I played the mirror twice though, so maybe that doesn't help. I played the mirror twice and Jeskai, and I had an awful time, so I'm not the biggest fan of playing Ravager Shops in Vintage just from a personal level. I don't think the deck is bad. I think the deck is quite good right now. But I don't find much enjoyment in playing it. Activate to play around Strip Mine. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Probably should have. If they draw a card here, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get swords, but I'm gonna lose to swords no matter what, because I have to block, so. Because I'm taking 14 damage and I need to use 2 life, so. I should have just made a 20/20 and lost to swords. No, not anymore. I would like to keep the one without counters on it. Traditionally, shops beat blue decks, but it's just not true anymore. When you play Dreadhorde Arcanist and Foreshadowing Sprees, I think you're just favored. I think Shops is just favored now. Shops is now just not good against Jeskai, which is crazy. That's how broken blue decks are these days. All right, so everybody comes in. I block a mayor. I go to 3, and then I untap and 20/20 them. Yep, you can replicate Dreadhorde Shattering Sprees. All right. So, like, if I was playing Golos here, I would have lost terribly. Like, if I was playing Golos Shops, I think I would have lost terribly, right? But because I can make a 20/20, I have some game. I don't really think this matchup is that good for us, but I'd like to take out a Chalice on the draw. I guess we'll just put in another Spyglass. We don't really have other cards that are good. Like, Trap is obviously terrible. All right, let's do this. I'm really cold. I don't know why. Warm in my room. Post hangover, maybe? I don't know. Ooh. Anyways, I might want to play more Dismember. I haven't figured out the sideboard yet. I wasn't a super big fan of the stock sideboard list for this deck, so I've been trying to figure that out as well. Jeskai can definitely lose to Ravager. It's only like, I don't know, 55 win rate or something like that, maybe. Mirage Mirror, it can copy a Dark Depths. Just like Stage. It also copies a lot of things. I found that Mirage Mirror and Helm, when they're not doing their broken thing, have a lot of weird interactions and play to them. Oh, yeah, you should, if you play like a Dreadhorde Arcanist deck, you should probably just be playing Force Spree. 1 main 3 board. When a mulligan in the sand doesn't do anything. Interesting. So this hand doesn't actually do very much either. But I'm going to keep it. I'm just one Dark Depths or one Leyline away. I can cast this Leyline. So I think I'm just going to put this Spyglass back. That does pay for Tabernacle. And obviously, Noble Hierarch pays for itself. Oh, all right. Well, that's a really good draw. So I'm just gonna go Thespian Stage, Sapphire, Lotus, Golos, put a Dark Depths in play. And then any land drop is a 20/20. I think that's my plan. I could also get something else. I think I like that the most. But I guess I should probably have tried to resolve my 0 drops first. Oh well. I have some interest in keeping the Spyglass, but not a lot. All right, so theoretically, I could also go Caracas, Inventor's Fair, Academy. I think I'm just supposed to put a Dark Depths in play and threaten a 20/20. Well, yeah, it's because Golos doesn't have like any favorable matchups. Golos Present only has like Dredge is probably its only favorable matchup. All right, I got Force of Vigored, so now I'm Dark Depths away from. Now I'm like an Ancient Tomb away from a 20/20. Oh, they have a Caracas as well. All right, so we're gonna have to get spicy here because currently our board is not very good against that. Not good. So interesting. So I can actually make a 20/20 via not right now, but I will be able to make a 20/20. However, I think I would like to slow my opponent down with a Tabernacle first. We also have the cool ability to get a creature from their deck, like mill into a creature and put it into play to help block at some point. So they probably want to find like a wasteland for this Tabernacle here. Currently, they can pay the Hierarch on itself and the champion with this, but they have to leave this open. So I'm definitely constricting their mana with this. So they found another Noble Hierarch. Okay. So at the very least, we're slowing them down. Oh, they used the Caracas. No fear. No fear. I guess they don't. I could have double Elvish Spirit Guide. It takes 4. Okay. All right. So what is my plan? I can make a 20/20. They have to pay all of their mana to hold open their Caracas. Yo, thanks for the sub. 7-month resub. YCFSN. Powerful wizard. I appreciate that. So I can play this Urborg and make a 20/20, but they have an active Caracas, so that's not the strongest play. So I do need to find a wasteland for their Caracas, and then we have a 20/20, and we're in great shape. I feel like I do need to play the Urborg so that opponent is threatened by the 20/20 and can't use the Caracas. That way they tap out all of their mana to pay for their active creatures. I only go to 12. Hmm. Because I also can put a Mirage Mirror in play. That'll eventually, you know, that could chump block for a turn or something. I can play a Helm and get a blocker with the Helm. Yeah, watching me in 1x speed will feel very weird and very slow. Very weird, very slow. So my biggest problem with playing Orborg and not playing a Helm or a Mirage Mirror is I'm not advancing my game plan at all. But the biggest upside is they theoretically won't be able to advance their game plan, and they'll only hit me for 4, so... Whereas they can tap and use their Caracas to pay for one of the things and then play like another champion or a noble hierarch if I don't threaten a 2020. So I think I just want to threaten a 2020. Obviously, if they don't see the line with Orborg, then we just win. So, yeah, if we play the Helm, we do have another additional way to win. It's true. All right, so they see the part where they can't use their Caracas, so we're gonna get hit for 4, but we're currently advancing the board state, which is nice. Not super hard. We just played 1 land. All right, we'll go to 12. They can't do anything here. I probably will just... Probably just remove an ice counter because it seems free. All right, we just want to find a wasteland from my own Caracas. That one doesn't really do it. All right, so this time I'm going to play a Mirage Mirror, I think. By playing the Mirage Mirror, I still have the ability to make a 2020 if they don't see it. I think that makes the most sense. And if not, I can make a chump blocker or something. And that means they can't play their own wasteland. Then I'll have a bunch of wastelands. Also means I have a chump blocker at some point if I need one. We're almost there. Next turn, we have the ability to play Helm and Hold Up Mirror. And then we can always Helm for a creature as well. So for this, for anyone who doesn't know, this card, it's mostly used to pay X's 1, mill an opponent, and if I have a leyline in play, it mills their whole deck. However, if there isn't a leyline in play, it does mill until a creature card is hit, and then I get the creature, which provides some amount of counterplay to what my opponent is doing here. That's a good draw from them. Gives them mana, but doesn't tax. All right, we're just looking for a wasteland still. Terrible draw. I'm almost certain that I will take one more 4 damage, so they have to hold up Caracas. But I do think that I'll probably mill a creature over at the end of turn, or try to mill a creature over at the end of turn. They now have access to green mana, and because they'll have an open hierarch. I don't think we're in a bad spot yet. If we draw... Even if we draw a Golos, I could get a Wasteland, copy a Wasteland, and then make a 2020 theoretically if I had enough mana. I'm not sure I have enough mana to do that. Yeah. Totally gonna play this next weekend. Definitely not playing PO. Who would do that? All right, I'm interested to see what my opponent does. Yeah, theoretically, that's a true statement. Got a 5-0 beating 4 PO players. How bad could it be? You just join my subs Discord channel. You'll have all the information. Easy $5. Uh, it's probably a losing EV play for me to say that, but whatever. I don't really care. Want to play Magic, you know? I think we're in a pretty good spot in this game. It's a weird game, an absolutely weird game, but all right, they found another land. Does that mean they're playing a creature to make this bigger? Another champion? Pretty bad for me. Yeah, I think it actually is minus EV, but whatever. All right. I can take 5, right? I'm trying to think. If I mill, the problem is they can play another creature. If I mill. I don't want to do that. But I think saving the life could be important. I don't know. If they play another creature here, I get a little sad, I guess. Like, I really don't want them to play another creature. It's a tough choice. Yeah, so if I activate my Helm, they can then use their Caracas to play a creature this turn. Whereas if I don't do anything until the end of turn, then they have to hold up in this Caracas. But if I activate my Helm, I have the possibility of saving 5 life. I don't think I'm supposed to, but I don't think I'm supposed to activate Helm. I do think I'm supposed to end of turn activate Helm though. I don't know. It does take away 4 Leyline top decks for the win. Though that plan could technically lose to Force of Vigor, but I guess I can't lose to Force of Vigor unless they Vigor on the stack. That's not true. We have like 3 draw steps. I don't think I'm supposed to spin my Helm right now. I don't think I'm supposed to Helm. I don't think I'm supposed to Helm. It takes away 4 top decks. And if I hit a creature, I have to pay for it with Tabernacle. I could also hit Collector Oof. Yeah, I'm not activating Helm. I have to, if I hit a creature, I have to pay for it with Tabernacle. I lose the ability to draw Leyline as an out, and because the Helm sacks itself, and I could hit Collector Oof. So, all right, that's not a very good draw. All right, well, now we're gonna have to do one of the two. Theoretically, the mirror makes more sense. Do they have Vigor? If they have Vigor, we just activate Helm and turn this into a creature and leave open 2 mana to turn it into a creature again. No. Okay. I mean, I've won a lot of games recently by just activating Helm and stealing cards. I stole a Sphinx of the Steel Wind from a PO player. I stole a Sprite Dragon from a Breach player. Been pretty good actually. So unfortunately, I think that's. I mean, I could always miss on my Helm is the biggest problem with any of the Helm lines. I mean, if I just draw fucking, I might lose actually if I draw a Wasteland. I need to draw a Wasteland, right? I have so many outs in my deck. 4 Leyline, 4 Wasteland, Golos. I mean, Caracas isn't unbeatable. I just need a Wasteland. That would let me block for a turn, yeah, but then I lose my Dark Depths. I don't care about that card at all. Like, the mirror only stays till end of turn. So unless I'm missing something, your line doesn't work, Stu. I could definitely be missing something, though. But now they can attack with both of these, and I go to 1. I might actually just lose this game because they have too many creatures now. Ah, shit. All right, so I can turn my mirror. I can't turn my mirror. I could turn my mirror into a Thalia and block this champion. And then I just have to make sure my Helm hits a creature. And if they bounce my Caracas, then I make a 20/20. So if I go, I need to make sure my Helm hits, though. If my Helm misses, I'm in so bad. I'm in such bad shape if my Helm misses. Two, three, four, three. Activate 3 times. If I hit a Collector Oof, I have to. All right, I hit a Mayor. That's a chump. They could Helm. I didn't leave enough mana to make a 20/20 if they Caracas my Thalia. Shit. So theoretically, I could make a second Mayor of Averbrook and block both, and then I'm trading. Maybe I was supposed to make the mirror into a champion. I think I fucked up somewhere along the line here. So I still win if I draw Wasteland with this line. If I make a second Mayor, block, I still win if I draw Wasteland. If I make a Thalia and they bounce, I didn't leave myself enough mana to still do a Thespian stage. All right, so I'm going to make 2 Mayors, block, and bounce the Thalia, I think. I lost both of my artifacts here. I could theoretically double block this champion. I don't think that's good, though. Maybe it is. I think I fucked up. I'm not 100% sure what I was supposed to do, but I mean, I still can draw any blocker. Wasteland is still a win. Any Mirage Mirror or Helm buys me another draw. I just can't. I just can't draw anything that matters. I feel like we drew so poorly. I just drew all blanks. I don't think I drew any spells, right? I drew only lands, and I drew none of the lands that I wanted. Like, I don't. I feel like I just low rolled really hard, right? I mean, it's possible my initial Golos was poor, but oh, I feel really, really unlucky about this game because I feel like we just needed to hit any spell or any wasteland or any Golo, like any non-mana producing thing, right? any leyline, any Golos, creatures, strip mine, wasteland. Yeah, I don't know. Feels really like we got horribly unlucky here. We really did just draw a land Soul Ring, right? Being terrifying. It's just we got beat by the one random Caracas in their deck. The only different play we could have made was doing a different Golos, but I think my Golos was correct. I couldn't draw any fucking spell. That wouldn't have done it. I feel like Golos is, man, that's just a lot of misses. We just really got wrecked by their one random Caracas. To be fair, we don't play 5 Wastelands, but boy. That's a really shitty way to start. Because I felt like we were heavily advantaged in that game the whole way through. Even just drawing Wormcoil or Stonecoil Serpent would have won that game as well. We had we had so many outs. We had so many outs. It's crazy. I don't know. What's up, Jose? What's up, Mike? Yeah, we made one choice, I think. Oh, I guess like we could have chose how we did that blocking differently. But opponent like drew the land drop so they could play the second second champion, but I mean Crucible is not a main deck card. I'm bringing it in to like play against the other Wasteland decks. I just don't think you need 4 Wastelands. Like we're not actually actively trying to Wasteland lock people. Not like the main goal. I mean, I think the list I 5-0'd with had 4 Wastelands, and I'm just trying a fair instead of a 4th Wasteland, but yeah, you do Spyglass Wasteland a lot, so I don't know. The list I 5-0'd with, I think, had a 4th Wasteland instead of a fair, but I thought the 4th Wasteland wasn't very good, so I was trying a fair instead. I mean, it's not like our deck has tons of hits, to be fair. Like, there's a lot of nonsense, but whatever. Like, any of the creatures, Dismember would have been great. I could have hard cast Dismember. That would have bought me, like, infinite time. I mean, I already cut the third Urborg. I don't think I want to cut more. I think it is important to be able to cast Leyline. I don't like. Did you see how good Urborg was in that game? I don't agree with that statement at all. It turned my Dark Depths and my Tolarian and my Tabernacle into lands. I think Urborg was insane in that game. It also turns Workshop into a land that can activate Helm after you play it. Like if you go turn 1, Workshop, play a Helm, and you need to, theoretically, like you would have another source. But if you had double Workshop into a Helm, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, but I'm never cutting. Would I have one? Because I wouldn't have been able to play anything. I don't know. I may or may not have won, not me, but like I wasn't able to make any of the plays I did unless I had an Urborg, because I played 2 non-mana producing lands on turns 2 and 3. It's definitely possible, but like opponent only, like, because I had the Urborg, opponent had to hold up Caracas that whole game and wasn't able to play like their Thalia or anything. So I don't even know if it's true. Might be true. But we just needed to draw, Golos, Leyline, Wasteland, any of those kind of things. Spyglass. I did cut a Spyglass. Maybe I was supposed to keep all 3 Spyglasses. Any of my creatures. Yeah, it just magic happens. Looks like there's 2 matches to go. They're both in game 2. Poker Wizard won a 32-minute game 1.